If I start HRT or hormone replacement therapy, will I finally be able to lose this weight and this belly fat? This is a great question, and I get asked this often with the women I work with and women I talk with every day. In this video, I want to share with you all the great benefits of HRT and the 3 ways that it may benefit your weight loss. Hey there, if we've not met yet, my name is Nicole Dalton. I have been a physician assistant for 25 years now, turned menopause weight loss coach. I specifically work with women 40 and over that have been eating healthy, exercising, doing all the things, and they're still not seeing that weight loss. I help them one-on-one fix their problem and finally see the weight loss that they deserve. If you are interested in what it looks like working together through my coaching program, I would love to chat more. I have shared that link so you can schedule your free call in the show notes. So let's dig in here. So first of all, I am down here in my home workout gym because the treadmill that you can't see that's behind the camera here is what gave me the inspiration for this video today. So you get to join me in my home gym. But if you're like me, navigating either perimenopause or menopause and trying to figure out what is happening to your body and how in the heck to feel better, along with losing the weight, okay, I'm right there with you. I'm 48, I'm in perimenopause, struggling with all these different menopausal symptoms. So I finally started the estradiol patch, and I want to share it with you only because I want to show it to you because it's so tiny and little, and it's got a lot of power in this tiny little patch. Look at how little it is. Okay, so I finally started my journey with HRT, which, by the way, HRT is not HRT anymore. It's actually called MHT, Menopause Hormone Therapy. So that name has changed. So if you see MHT out in your reading, it's the same thing, but it has a new name, okay? And by the way, even though I am a medical provider, this video is for educational purposes only. This is not to replace or to give medical advice. Please seek that out with your own medical provider. Okay, so hormones. Let's talk about them. Why are they important? What is happening with our body? But also, if you've been thinking about starting menopause hormone therapy or MHT, which are just those hormones, estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, right? So if you've been thinking about starting them, or maybe you already have started them and wondering, okay, I've started the hormones, I'm expecting this weight to just fall off right now. Let's dig in and talk about that a little bit more, okay? So first, I just want to walk you through all the great benefits of MHT or HRT, okay? So hot flashes and night sweats, I think we've all heard of that, okay? It helps our body regulate our temperature control. We just feel more comfortable. The second thing it helps with is it improves your sleep. So once you're sleeping better, then those hunger hormones, ghrelin and leptin, they're regulated better once you're sleeping better. It preserves muscle mass. So think of it this way. I couldn't believe when I came across this information a few years ago that in our body, from head to toe, we have estrogen receptors from head to toe, not just in our uterus and ovaries. It's from head to toe. So every organ in our body has estrogen receptors, which what does that mean? It means that every organ in our body needs estrogen to function and thrive in a good, healthy way. So our muscle mass is directly correlated with the amount of estrogen we have in our body. As we lose our estrogen through perimenopause and beyond, our muscle is turning to fat. And that's why our body composition changes, we have more body fat, and we're actively losing our muscle. But estrogen actually helps to preserve muscle mass, okay? And by the way, if you want to dig in more on all the nuances, so menopause hormone therapy, MHT, is such an exciting, great topic, and I love to talk about this. This deserves its whole month of YouTube videos. But if you're just curious and just getting started in your journey, some great resources would be Dr. Mary Claire Haver has a couple newer books called The New Perimenopause and The New Menopause. Those are great resources. Also, Dr. Heather Hirsch, she has some great podcasts and some great social media content. She's also come out with a couple newer books about menopause hormone therapy, so you can read all about it so you know what questions to ask your medical provider if you are considering getting started on it, okay? So, not only do hormones improve hot flashes, night sweats, improve sleep, preserves muscle mass, it improves your insulin sensitivity, okay? It actually helps your body handle those carbs, okay? Not all carbs are bad for us. Carbs are a good thing, our body needs it, but I think most women, when they hear the word carb, they think, oh my gosh, I just gained 10 pounds just thinking about or looking at a carb. But the estrogen, the hormone therapy, actually improves your insulin sensitivity. So when you eat that carb, your body is handling that carb better, okay? It also, so hormones also decrease visceral belly fat, okay? So you know that unwanted belly fat that you're feeling uncomfortable, like that tire around your waist? It is because your body has been lacking estrogen, okay? So once you replace estrogen, your body fat distribution changes a little bit, and many women notice less belly fat accumulation. Bone health, okay? Hormones are, again, every organ in our system needs and likes estrogen. So our bones really get stronger and helps to prevent osteoporosis and our bone health with hormones. Okay, just a few more ways that it's amazing how much estrogen benefits our body, our mood, and our brain fog. Okay, who hasn't walked into a room and can't find their dang phone or their keys, and maybe you put the flour, inside the fridge, or doing silly things. So I hear this from women so often. They think that they have early onset dementia because of that brain fog, and I'm right there with you, ladies. So the estrogen actually helps to improve your mood and helps to prevent and diminish that brain fog. And guess what happens? You have more motivation to exercise and stay consistent once your brain health is functioning better. And there's some great studies out that actually show estrogen can help to prevent dementia. This is huge, like on the front research. That's super exciting, okay? Estrogen improves our vaginal and our urinary health. There is something called the genitourinary syndrome of menopause, okay? It helps also with joint pain. So there's also something called the musculoskeletal syndrome of menopause. So joint pain, genitourinary health that improves, and our heart health. So if you start hormones at the right time, at the correct timing, it actually can reduce your cardiovascular risk. And the last thing about hormones, the great benefits, it just improves your quality of life, okay? Once you hit menopause, you have no estrogen, basically, okay? There's different forms of estrogen, but basically you hit menopause, you don't have estrogen, and all of a sudden you've aged. Men age gradually, okay, because their testosterone drops gradually until they're 80, right? So women go through menopause at 51 or 52, and boom, they've aged, they have no estrogen. But once you replace that, your quality of life, your energy, your vitality improves, okay? So these are all the great benefits of hormones, okay? Hormones are not for everyone, but definitely absolutely worth a discussion with your medical provider if you have not had this discussion yet to see if that's something that's right for you. But here's the key point here. Can MHT or hormone therapy help you lose weight? Okay, so 3 reasons it actually may help with your weight loss. The first reason is most women have better sleep, better energy, better muscle mass, because then it makes it easier to stick to all these healthy habits, okay? So better sleep, energy, and muscle, okay? Another reason hormones or menopause hormone therapy may decrease menopause-related fat distribution. So actually, hormones can decrease the belly fat. There's less belly fat when your hormones are optimized. Okay, so think about when you were 20 or 30 compared to now, where you're at now. I'm assuming you've probably noticed more belly fat. It's because you're lacking estrogen. So once you replace the estrogen, I'm not saying that that's going to give you six-pack abs if it was only that easy, right? But it will decrease the way your belly fat is distributed, and you should notice less belly fat. Most women do. Proper nutrition, exercise, especially lifting some weights. Okay, so you've got to still put the work in, but it can make it feel a little bit easier. And the last reason that hormones may make weight loss a little bit easier is hormones are not a weight loss medicine, okay? Don't expect to just take a hormone and magically lose the weight. That's just not how it happens. It's not intended to be a weight loss medicine, okay? But weight loss still comes from exercise and nutrition and good sleep and strength training and protein and good metabolic health habits, okay? But it just makes it a little bit easier. I would love to hear all of your questions about menopause therapy related to weight loss. And I would love to also hear your journey. Share those with me in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. And if you're ready to take the next step and look at what it looks like working together to finally lose this weight, join me for a free quick call. I have shared that in the show notes with you below. And if you're just thinking, Nicole, I don't have time for anything right now, my plate is full, then you can start with, I have this really neat new quiz called the Core 3 quiz, which is a quick quiz. It takes you just a couple minutes and it helps you focus in on what you may need to get started right away, whether it's the macros, whether it's the mindset, or whether it's change in your workouts, the muscle, okay? So those are all linked in the show notes below. Thank you for giving me your time today.